everyone. I know it's been quite a while. I started these videos and then just time pretty much got away from me. I've been busy with schoolwork in February. I had a lot of mental health stuff going on, so that took a toll. But I am back and I am ready to get started on my book videos again. I've missed doing these and I've missed just like hanging out with you guys. So I'm just gonna start off with my March TBR. I already have like all my books picked out, so I'm just gonna discuss them for a bit. I do have one major priority, and that is, of course, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. We all know it's the latest book in the Hunger Games book series, and I cannot wait for that one. Like, Haymitch's story is finally going to be canon, which is super awesome. No longer it's going to be fan fiction, so I can't wait to see what Suzanne Collins has for us. I did pre-order my book through Barnes & Noble, so I'll be doing a book premiere for that, and that's like my first book release party, so I'm really excited for that. And that being said, let's get into the other books. The first one I have, and I've actually already started, is called Is Earth Exceptional? The Quest for Cosmic Life by Mario Livio and Jack Solsak. Sorry if I mispronounced the name, but I've started reading this book. I'm 70% of the way done already, and I absolutely love it. It's a science book, and science is something I've been gearing towards this year, apparently. And this book is just, it asks that fundamental question of, are we alone in the universe? And if we're not, like, how can we determine that answer? And how can we, like, find out about what's going on? And I just love the science aspect of it. It's pretty cool so far. Definitely one of my favorite science books that I've read. And I highly recommend this one, even though, like, like I said, I'm only 70% in, but I'm almost finished with it. It should be by the end of the week, and can't wait to finish it because this book has been absolutely phenomenal. The science behind it is, like, the authors really do an excellent job at helping a non-scientific reader understand it better. So I think that's pretty cool. I love it when science authors do that. So I can't praise this one enough. The next book I have on my TBR is one that is a reread for me. I read this book in hardback in 2023, and the paperback came out, so I absolutely had to do it all over again. And that is called Your Brain on Art, How the Arts Transform Us by Suzanne Guzman and Ivy Ross. This book is such an interesting book. It combines art and psychology and how art can, like, affect us mentally and heal us, as well as, like, whether it's physiological issues or psychological issues. I don't really remember the book that much, but I remember loving it at the time I read it. It gives you like an aesthetics quiz, so like how high you are when it comes to aesthetics and art. Mine is pretty high, like I ranked 4 and 5s, which is pretty cool. But I definitely recommend this book. Doing a reread of it has been so much fun because it's like I'm reading it for the first time because, again, I don't really remember much. And so this book has just been so fascinating. I've been annotating the heck out of it. I don't know if you can, like, there's just a bunch of highlights and whatnot. Like, I'm flying through this book. I'm halfway done already. So definitely want to put it up if you're interested in art and if you're interested in psychology too. It's definitely a cool read. Next, March is Nature and Ecology Books Month. So I figured I'd add in a few books on to that list. And currently, I have The Rise and Reign of the Mammals, A New History from the Shadow of the Dinosaurs to Us by Steve Bustamante. In February, I did a reread of his book, The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs, which is one of my favorite dinosaur books of all time. And I haven't gotten around to reading The Rise and Reign of the Mammals, so I'm excited to get to this one. I'm only 1% of the way in on this one, so I still have a long ways to go. But like all of my other books, I'm annotating, highlighting, doing all that fun stuff. So this one I'm definitely reading for Nature and Ecology Books Month. Next book I have for Nature and Ecology Books Month is called Silent Spring Revolution, John F. Kennedy, Rachel Carson, Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, and the Great Environmental Awakening by Douglas Brinkley. I'm about to start chapter 4 of this book. I just started it today, and I am loving it. I actually like the politics in it when it comes to environmentalism. Both sides have, like, very strong views when it comes to what we should do with the earth and stuff, protect it or use like everything we can and destroy the planet. I am strongly like, this is a controversial book because of the politics, so tread lightly on it, but it's very interesting to hear what past presidents have had to say about it as far as like their views on ecology. Like it talks about President Truman and how he viewed certain ecological issues, how Rachel Carson, who wrote Silent Spring and is like one of the biggest biologists out there, or former biologist, and I still need to read Silent Spring. That has been on my TBR for years, and I need to get to it like soon. But this book has been so fun so far. Like again, I'm only on chapter 4, but I just love the content. For my annotations in this one, I've got things such as notes, important info, terminology, quotes, questions, and then I have separate sections for the politics and for the science and ecology, because like I think those things stand out. So yeah, that does it for this one. March is also Women's History Month, so I realized like when I started my March TBR, I didn't have any books on the topic, and I like doing like the monthly, I guess, holiday kind of stuff. So I managed to find a few books that are related to women's history. My first pick I have here is called In the Shadow of Quetzalcoatl, Zelia Natal and the Search for Mexico's Ancient Civilizations by Merle Grindle. This book, I am on page 51, and it is an amazing book. It talks about a woman in the late 1800s, early 1900s, by the name of Zelia Natal. Natal. I'm probably mispronouncing that name. I apologize. But she was an anthropologist back when it wasn't really allowed for women to do the scientific fields and stuff. And I'm really enjoying this book. Like, this is a woman that actually decoded the Aztec calendar, which I never knew. So that's been pretty interesting. Right now, I'm just starting out with her early life, like how she got started in anthropology and like just ancient civilizations and stuff. But I can't wait to see like where her research leads and the discoveries that she makes, because apparently like, she's a really big time anthropologist that a lot of people didn't know about, because again, women during that time period weren't supposed to be seen in these fields. So it's been an exciting read, and the fact that like it's about Mexico's ancient civilizations. I was taught about Aztec and Mayan history in school and everything, but that was very minor compared to what should be taught, I believe. And this really goes into that history, so I think that's really neat. Another book I have here for Women's History Month is called Formidable: American Women and the Fight for Equality, from 1920 to 2020 by Elizabeth Griffith. This book I've had on my TBR for a while. I had originally annotated it like a few years back, but I don't really remember it, so I recently got another copy that I'll be starting fresh, and I'm excited to get to this one. And my third pick for Women's History Month is called Fearless Women: Feminist Patriots from Abigail Adams to Beyonce by Elizabeth Cobbs. Not sure what this one was about, but the title sounded interesting, and again, women's history, so I figured why not on this one and see how this goes. I do have one final nonfiction. I'm going all out with the nonfiction. Like, my main goal for that is like 80% by the end of the year, so we'll see how that goes. And that is Wild by Cheryl Strayed. This will be a reread for me. I read it a few years back, right around the time the movie came out with Reese Witherspoon and Laura Dern, which was a great film. But excited to do the reread of the book, and yeah. I have two more on my March TBR, and these are my only fiction picks. I'm like not really big on fiction. Aside from Sun Your Eyes on the Reaping, I have these two others that I'll maybe get to. If I don't, that it's no great loss. And they're rereads as well. And that the first one I have is Speak by Laurie Hall Anderson. This book is the epitome of all books for me. I first read it when I was 14. I saw the Kristen Stewart movie, and that I watched as many times as I can. I absolutely love the film. But the book absolutely changed my life. It helped me with my depression, my anxiety, my struggle to speak, actually. And so that was pretty cool. And then it gave me a new insight into writing, because Anderson's writing style is so unique. like she fragments a lot of her sentences. She does a lot of like run-on sentences, and she basically throws all of the English rules out the window, which I completely love, and I try to emulate in my own writing. So I think that's pretty cool because like I've never really been good with the whole like the technical aspects of writing when it comes to grammar, punctuation, and all that. And the fact that a writer can publish this kind of a book and like sell as many copies as she has, it's a banned book too on top of that. And so for her to be successful with that kind of style of writing is just like something I'm constantly impressed by. And like from age of 14, like I said, up until now, until the day I die, this is gonna be my all-time favorite book of all time. Like I know people can't pick down their number one book of all time, but for me it's Speak. It's like always been Speak, and I can't praise this one enough. So I can't wait to do a reread on it. It's been a while. And my last pick on my March TBR is another reread, and this one's fiction, and that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This one I haven't read in a while. I can't remember when I read it, but it's been a long while, so I don't really remember the story that much. I remember enjoying it, but other than that, I don't really remember much. So this one I'll be annotating this time around if I get to it. And yeah, that's all I got on this one. And I guess that about does it. I know it was so much with school winding down this month. Like I have a lot more reading time, and a lot my responsibilities are kind of like slowing down a bit too. So my reading is like really picked up, and I'm trying to read every single day, which I've managed for 33 days straight so far. So that's pretty exciting. And I guess after this, in a couple days, I'll be doing my February reading wrap up, which I'm excited for. I read some awesome books in February that I can't wait to talk about. And I'll try to be more consistent with my videos. Again, now that school is winding down and other things are like easing up a bit, things are just getting a lot better. So I'll have some more time to do my videos and talk more about the books because I've missed talking about my books, and there's only so much my family can take, I would imagine. So I guess I'll talk to you all later then. Bye.